Hey guys, welcome back to The Judo Way of Life. I'm David and this is Rob. We wanted to continue along the theme that we did in our last video where we were looking at the different tactics when you've got someone who's maybe a little bit shorter versus someone who's a little bit taller. Now, we went through a bit of the gripping and just thinking about how you're going to approach that situation. So today what we actually wanted to go into was throws that maybe were applicable or more applicable to if you find someone that's taller or if you find someone that's shorter. That's not to say that there's only certain throws that work in these situations, but you know, there are usually throws that are more advantageous to do in the different scenarios. And we feel as though we didn't touch on that in the last video, so we're going to go through it now.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to go through a variation of O-Soto-Gari that I do. So two things. One, I'm left-handed, so this is a left on right technique, and then also the high difference. The grip I'm always looking for, I always want to try and get over the top. So just so you can see that. So I'm coming in, trying to get over the top. I'm aiming for where the seam is here. So where the cross, so where the joint between the middle and the... So I've got this nice bit of control, and then I'm just dropping my arm down. So from knuckle to my elbow, I'm aiming for a straight line, never want my wrist to be bent. And I'm putting my weight into my partner, I'm pulling them down, and on their head, ideally, holding here. Now Rob straight away is going for the inside grip. Now ideally I'm going to be on the inside, but even if Rob gets there, the idea is that I pulled him in and he's not going to stay there, he's not going to stay there. So if I'm, like he keeps shifting his grips, he's trying to be sneaky, right, for the demonstration. But if we're in this position and I drop this in, and even if Rob was on the inside, okay, you know, we're looking like if Rob's messing around with this, trying to do this, trying to get this grip better, he's leaving himself open. I can either get the sleeve and come in for the throw, or I can take hold of the lapel and again come in for something different. But
can I say, when he gets that in all the way, there's like I don't have enough in my arms to stretch out. Like if I was to try to push, I'm just trying to essentially bench press him with one arm because it's not enough. If I was a bit back off, maybe I can get that elbow through. But because I'm down in his chest, I can't even get the elbow through to give myself any breathing space because he's got that in, and I'm like really bent and broken the top.
And then the sacrifice you'd have to make for Rob to get out of this position. So what I'm trying to say is the sacrifice Rob's going to have to make to get out of this position is if he's still trying to push out here, he's either going to have to turn his body and like really leave himself open to other attacks, or like whilst his mind's on here and he's messing around to say I want to be taking grips and trying to throw him. So let's just assume it's going to end up being like a 20-minute long video this. So if he is in here and I pull this, there's a chance he's either going to let go of this grip to try and change and come somewhere different, and it's at that point where he let goes that I'm going to make my attack. Now that's only if he's come up on the inside and I'm on the outside. If I've already got the inside, you just ignore all of that. So let's just assume, to keep the video short, that I'm on the inside, I've got the over the top grip. Now we're looking to fight either for the sleeve, okay, or, well no actually, we're looking for the sleeve, there's no or. Now to get that, not always going to be simple to be able to just grab. Partner knows we're fighting, so I'm keeping my sleeve back because I don't want Rob to get mine and take control of me, and Rob obviously doesn't want me to take hold of his sleeve. Now one way in which I used to bait people to take the sleeve is I'll take hold of the lapel. I don't mind this position, I like the over the top and the lapel. Now quite often as soon as you take hold of the lapel, your opponent will take hold of your sleeve and then it's a very easy step from the lapel onto the sleeve. Okay? So from here, all I'm going to do is going to let go, take hold on the outside, use my fingers, I turn the grips, I turn my knuckles up, and then I'm going to want to pull in towards me. So I've got Rob's posture's broken, and I've got the control of the sleeve now. Now this is where I'm going to go for the O-Soto. So as you can see from the position of our legs, I've got a very extreme left stance and Rob's got an extreme right. So the leg I'm going to want to attack for the O-Soto-Gari is this outside leg. So to close that gap, I'm going to bring my right foot into the middle, and then I'm going to come for the O-Soto. As I come in, I point my toes, and as you can see from the angle, I'm not in a traditional facing each other front to back O-Soto-Gari. So I'm coming diagonally across my partner. So from here, I'm going to wrap my leg round. So I'm going to come in, and I'm going to come and push my foot down. Let's check the position so you can see that. So I've stepped towards my partner, I come through, my toes are pointed, and as I close in the gap with my upper body, I bring my leg round, and I want to come down, and I'm trying to break my partner's posture. So actually if I lift up Rob's leg, trousers, you'll see. So stepped in, as I come round here, I'm trying to create the break in my partner's balance there. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to readjust with my other foot, and I'm trying to aim to come round. And now we're in a more traditional position for the O-Soto-Gari. I'm facing in the direction that I want to go in, and then from here all I'm going to do is lift up my leg. Once we've got the legs sorted, it's very important for us to make sure the top half is also correct. So as we're bringing that first step, we're closing this gap, and I'm pulling Rob round. So the arm is on the back, I'm bringing the thumb, and I'm trying to drop all of Rob's weight onto his left leg, and that's the one that I'm going to sweep. So as I step forwards, I'm pulling on the sleeve, my leg comes through, and I'm breaking, and as I come down onto Rob's left leg, I'm bringing all my weight through, and then I'm able to step, reset my composure, and then from here, if I just move slightly, you can try and, you can see the position that Rob's in. Like his balance is completely broken there, it's like a crescent moon. So I've come in, deep here, and then all it is a simple case of lifting from my hip. I'm going to sweep back, pull on the sleeve. I'm just going to drive Rob to the mat with my left hand, the one that's behind his head.
Right guys, I'm going to show you my technique. It's going to be a Judo Chop. No, I'm joking. We're going to do Utsuri-Goshi, means changing hip in English, alright?
You're a braver man than I.
Yeah.
I stay away from any pronunciations.
Yeah? Look, I'm pretty confident with my Japanese.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm not confident with my English.
We're going to get your subtitles. So this one, shorter person coming through, and this is, Dave comes over the top, his big hands are going through, and he's doing his O-Soto. And he's coming in, and I've gone, nah, I've had enough of this. I've got an antidote, so I think. So, instead of, if I'm getting crushed in close, and I can't get that hand, if I can't get that hand in here, and I can't push off, maybe I'm tired, or I'm too weak, or whatever excuse I might have, I take the hand, and I put it deep around the back. Now, this is dangerous, but that's the way I like to live my life. So instead of just letting him do it, we're going to get on a bit of the offensive. We're going to get offensive with the defensive. This one goes through. I take a step in and I get that really deep lock on. And the trick to this one is the throw goes from the lift. Is if I can get him just above, and we're going to do this shot again where you can see, if I can get him up, the rest should be pretty easy. But this is something that has to go in. If you're going to go in, you got to go all the way in. And so that will be either when I can, if Dave's entering, I can meet him halfway and catch it through, or I just catch it through and go first. Let's back the camera. Either Dave's come on or I've gone in, whatever. That hand's around. We're going to go as the defense of Dave's heavy-handed. So he goes in, we lock it in, we lock in. If I bring myself closer, I bring my weight underneath his. I bend my legs. If you turn to the side, you'll be able to see my knees are bent. Just touch back. My knees are bent. And now this is where it gets mistaken for all power. It's not all power, there's a bit of technique. Mostly power. Let's say it's 70% power, 10% technique, and 20% magic, and 0% spat skills. We go up, around, and that left hand gets the pull for that twist. So when this hand, if I don't have this hand, what will happen is I'll get him up, and he'll either hook, or I just won't twist him at all. I'll just have him up and he'll be able to just land square back on his feet. So it's a bit of like you're driving like a really big, awkward red bus. And it's up in the air, and if it goes up and then twists for that final bit when they've got no support on the ground. So one more time, just from maybe another angle. So Dave comes in, I've locked in, I take him up. Now that he's up, this is good from here, and I swing him around the hip, and I take control. So that's what I got for you. I think we'll wrap that up. That was the two techniques for the one big, one small. What do you
and again, there's absolutely no reason why the smaller person couldn't do that kind of O-Soto on a bigger person.
Yeah.
And vice versa with the Utsuri-Goshi.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely no reason. You just got to make sure you're taking different things into consideration. And then obviously if I'm going to have to drop underneath Rob, I've got a lot further to go to be able to get my body weight underneath, my centre of gravity, underneath Rob's centre of gravity. And then vice versa with Rob doing the O-Soto-Gari. If you were short, I wouldn't go over here. I do it from the, you do it from the lapel. You know, that's where you want, and you'd want to be, as you came across, you'd be pushing here and getting the head going over and still creating the same shifting position and getting all the weight going through the leg you're going to sweep. So again, like I said at the beginning, it's not only big people can do these throws and small people, or vice versa. These are just throws that we've both developed to suit our particular situation. And again, if you're shorter and you're wanting to do something like the O-Soto on a bigger person, then you've just got to evaluate the positioning and just change what needs to be changed. And like I say, if I'm a big person, I want to try and get underneath Rob's centre of gravity, I've just got to take into consideration I've got to get a lot lower to get down there. So again, just experiment, have a bit of fun with this. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things with for me for judo is just experimenting and trying different things, especially in your club, especially during randori, because it really doesn't matter. You might try one of these and be like, my word, that's absolutely fantastic. Or you might think there's a lot of crap, I'm not doing that ever again. So, but you'll only find out if you try. So have a go at it and play around, and yeah, beautiful.
Pretty much it.
All right, we're good.
Wrap it up.
All right. See you later, guys. Look after yourselves, and we'll be back again soon with some more judo loveliness. Ta-da.